Well, hello everyone. That was Nightclub with Dear Enemy, and you can get that on bandcamp.com. Actually, they're one of the few bands to pop up in recent years that I actually like. Anyway, just thought I'd drop in, say hello, rant and ramble for a bit until the show actually starts in about an hour. But yeah, so I don't know if your app is acting up, Humble Marty, or if it's the weather here because we're having something like 70-mile-hour winds and a massive downpour of rain. Yay. Who is the Hot Red? Well, she's the singer from Nightclub, and I'll get you her name. And really, Nightclub is not the best. Okay, her name is Emily Kavanagh. So there you go. And the person that writes the music is Mark Brooks from the Vampire Pinchers, known for their famous hit "Morrissey Rides a Cock Horse." I'm not making that up. That was their one of their hit songs in the 80s. He used to be part of the punk band. So anyway, just thought I'd say hello, see what's going on with you guys. You've been thinking about buying a Steam Deck to play Hogwarts Legacy, and man, computers are expensive. Yes, they are. Well, unfortunately, that's been one of the things after COVID. Blech. So there's that. I've continued to move forward with Siege Engine, putting the finishing touches on Chapter 2 today. Very happy with it so far. What else should I tell you? Well, in bits and pieces, I am going to release iRoboner. That is going to happen. And I have been, in bits and pieces, writing these stories. And I think these are actually going to be funnier than the first. One thing that's been very interesting about working with Novel AI is, in some regards, it's gotten smarter. It's writing more coherently, but it's still nonsense. It's doing less run-on sentences, and like I said, the writing's a bit more internally consistent and stylistically a little better. But that seems to be only limited to one thing, and that is if you're doing romance stories with a female protagonist. If you break that format, it doesn't know what to do and gets immediately stupid as shit. And in fact, one of the things that's unbelievably fun is letting it fall into doing a romance plot and then at the last minute ripping it away and making it try and come up with what you've just thrown in. Like there was one where it wanted to write a scene where the woman goes into the protagonist, the beautiful young protagonist, is so aroused by this man that she hasn't hooked up with yet that she goes and takes a shower and does unspeakable things with the shower head. And of course, it was going to get into really long descriptions of what she was going to do with the shower head. So I wrote in, then the then the hot water ran out. And it was like she was humping the North Pole. It flipped out. It didn't know what to do. It started just shooting out garbled nonsense because it didn't know how to respond to me ruining the scene with just that one line. Iced tea, anyone? I've been making more tea lately as I've quit soda since 2016. Well, good for you. Soda's shit for you. Green tea is okay. I like black tea, but then I like caffeine. I like chai tea as well. YouTube's bugging out. This morning it caused a lot of sticks and... Really? YouTube's just going to shit, huh? Well, I've got the channel set up on Rumble. I'm just having... Look, it's a lot of work, man, to shift everything over to another platform. I'm not like a lot of these guys where, streaming, for like Sticks Hexenhammer, that's his income. That's like a full-time job for him. He has time to make sure that his videos are edited and put up on every platform. I don't. So yeah, and then there's people, other people like Tim Pool or Sid Snap, whole bunch of people They just have to record it. Somebody else does the editing and uploading. So that's how they're able to do it. Either I'm going to do this sloppy and just, live stream half-assed or not at all, because I got to write. Writing is more important. You're in Jersey and you see me just fine. Okay, that's cool. I just came off comic book studies on my channel talking about Superman Peace on Earth. Interesting. Oh, Styx does everything in one take. That doesn't shock me. He's a bit of an autist that way, and he's very good at getting to the point. So, actually, no, I've caught him put edits in, but it's pretty rare. Oh, so you've gotten into Ailstorm. Good. I'm glad that. Oh, yeah, you like the song about Mexico? That one's pretty good. I like that. I'm glad that me running these music videos is turning you guys on to new music. That was kind of the point. I don't think I've read Superman Peace on Earth, so I can't really comment on that one. I know that Literary Devil did a really good video on Superman recently that I quite enjoyed, and I thought he was really on point. You made chai tea cake? Yeah, that is good. That is very good. John does all his videos in one take too. Yeah, but you know what? The thing is John's already got a built-in audience, and I'll be up front. I'm not the showman that JDA is. John Delaroz is a showman. I mean, he can get on the air and instantly be amusing and funny without even trying, or if he's trying, he's making it look easy. I wish I had the showmanship and charisma that dude has, but I just don't. I'm an asshole, and I have a dead tone, and I have a monotone voice. Oh, is Superman? Oh, is that the Alex? Oh, I do have that. God, there's been a long time since I've read it. I actually have all three of those. The Alex Ross, was it Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman books? Mexico, the alcohol is free, so is the typhoid. That may be true. So all these. So wait, are you just saying that I suck at this? you're all going to mention people who do it in one take, and it's like, well, okay, well, maybe I just suck. The thing is yesterday I got a really baffling person that dropped in. I don't know if you guys remember, but yesterday I started the stream and I really wasn't in the right headspace. I ended early because I just had nothing to say. But it was weird. I started up the stream, and this guy that had never come into the chat before, named Ball, Ball, pops in and asks me, "Are you Jewish?" And I say, "No, I'm half Irish, half Japanese." And he says, "Oh," and goes away. I was like, "What the fuck was that?" What? I mean, was he looking for someone to troll? Is like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if, like, was that a bot? Was somebody looking to troll me? What the hell? I'd be sure trying to work on my showmanship. Well, fuck, man, you can do all those voices, Wolf. Yeah, seriously, it was just out of nowhere yesterday. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. But yeah. So let's see. Other things to share. Flammable objects. How about that? So have you guys, has anyone else been watching the new Beavis and Butthead on Paramount? I just found out that it's on, and I don't have the Paramount network, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to see it. But I've watched the clips, and Mike Judge has not lost his touch at all. They are on point and fucking hilarious. I found Seth Rogen's burner. What? I have no idea. As in a fake account? I'm not up with the lingo that you youngins are in on. I'm a Gen Xer. I'm fucking old. I'm gonna die. Hey, Mark, what's going on? So let's see if I can find it. I wanted to share something. I can't find it. Whatever. Riser Man, he stands before us. So yeah, what's on your mind? What's been going on? Give me a topic to talk about. Anything. I mean, I could talk about this Iro Boner story that I've been slowly putting together in bits and pieces if you're curious. Um, the weird thing is this one, unlike all the others where they're really bizarre plots, this one was a really bland, run-of-the-mill description, and it really went off the rails. But of course, the AI was very practiced at writing these kind of things, so that might be why. Um, let's see. But here, actually, yeah, I'll read you the prompt that I put in. Now, as you know, I rewrite the prompts so that I don't get sued. But let's see. Oh, shit, never mind. Hold on. Trying to find the file now. Yeah, I don't know. This is just incredibly interesting, I know. There we go. There we go. I found it. Oh, no. Nope, that's not it either. Hold on. All right. I got the file. Waiting for it to load up. Here, this is the prompt. And as you'll find out, this prompt is fairly tame compared to usually all the stuff you guys suggested to me. And I've entitled this one "Go Big or Go Home." And again, I remind you, I rewrote the back of the book entry to make it a little more original. Hi, my name is Johnson Rockhard, and here's everything you need to know about me. I'm a big guy. Big bank account, big house, big personality, big fun. And yes, I've got a very big penis. I'm also quick with a joke. I'm the kind of guy that makes a woman laugh, and that is makes a woman laugh. That is until I pull my tool out. Then nobody's laughing. And let me tell you something else about me. I'm all about hard work. I'm the kind of guy who will put in the long hours to get the job done right. And that's why I'm the biggest and the best. Enter Allison Joyrider, my new assistant. She's hot, sexy, smart, and totally off limits. Whenever Allison steps into my office, my head becomes filled with forbidden temptations. But I'm big on self-control and no better than to bed my assistants. That is until one night in Vegas. Yeah, you've heard this before. I was in town to seal a deal on a new hotel when everything went down the tubes, so I told Allison to drive me to the nearest high-priced bar so we could drown our sorrows in tequila shooters. The next thing we know, we're at the Flamingo at 3 in the morning behind a slot machine, and Allison's on her knees unzipping my fly. I mean, see, it actually isn't all that bizarre. It's pretty milquetoast. I mean, it's funny, but it's pretty run-of-the-mill romance crap. It's okay, well, this is a rich, handsome guy with a big dick, and he falls in love with his secretary, who is stunningly beautiful and brilliant and blah, 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 right? By continually forcing the machine not to write a romance plot, it went in some really weird fucking places. Basically, she's obsessed with his dick to the point of being utterly delusional. I also put in a subplot that she's writing a lit RPG harem story about her boss. And as the story continues, she starts confusing reality with her novel. Let's see if I can find some. Okay. When Mr. Rockhard and I stepped off the plane in Vegas, I made sure I was dressed to impress. And it doesn't sound the same without Kat's idiot voice. So, unfortunately, I wish Kat was here to read it because it'd be funnier. I checked the weather before leaving, so I knew to expect sunny and warm. Uh, a perfect excuse to wear my most cleavage revealing outfit, a tight little black dress that hugged my curves in every way. I also wore a pair of high heel shoes and diamond stud earrings, and made sure to apply a bit more mascara than usual so my eyes looked their very best. Mr. Rockhard eyed me as we strolled through the Vegas airport, checking out my curves. My dress didn't leave much to the imagination, that's for sure, and with my double D's shoved into a push-up bra, it was no wonder he was checking me out. See, the AI has actually become a better writer, but it's still garbage. And yeah, I did go through and correct all the run-on sentences and get rid of a lot of redundancies, so it still isn't straight out of the AI. I was jiggling like crazy. When I caught him looking, he glanced away awkwardly as if he'd been caught doing something naughty, and it made me feel a little naughty too. You certainly look nice today, Allison, Mr. Rockhard said, in his usual charming voice. I don't think I've ever seen you so dolled up before. Thank you, Mr. Rockhard, I replied, batting my lashes, giving him a sly grin. You're such a sweetheart. A rich, handsome man like you, I can't believe you're not taken yet. Yes. Oh, I'm just your typical hardworking businessman, he laughed. Unfortunately, I don't have time for romance. We'll just have to see about that, I giggled and jiggled. Now, Allison. What? I said innocently with big puppy dog eyes. I know what you're thinking, he said, and becoming stern with me, but we're here on business. You need to remember that. But then Mr. Rockhard wasn't but Mr. Rockhard wasn't the only one noticing my hotness. When we passed the security gate into the luggage area, one of the TSAs couldn't stop staring at my cleavage. It was like the world had stopped spinning, and all that mattered were my awesome boobs. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? What are you looking at? I said, fluttering my eyelashes at him. He froze and stared and babbled like a drunk baboon on crack. Yeah, I wrote that. And in my mind, I was like, too bad, loser. These boobs are for Mr. Rockhard only. God, this is so terrible. When we went outside into the sweltering heat, I couldn't believe how hot it was. It was like over 80 degrees. Definitely hot enough to make my little tight dress cling even tighter to my little tight ass. I made sure Mr. Rockhard noticed. He was practically drooling when I on purpose dropped my purse, so I'd have to bend over and pick it up. I was being so naughty. Come this way, he said. I've got a car waiting for us. Leading me to the curb, we were greeted by a valet who ushered us into a stretch limo. Holy shit on a sandwich! I didn't write that. It really wrote that. The limo was such a big, beautiful thing. It immediately made me think of the big, beautiful thing in Mr. Holy shit. Holy shit on a sandwich. The limo was such a big, beautiful thing. It instantly made me think of the big, beautiful thing in Mr. Rockhard's pants. This is pretty fancy, I said, admiring the luxurious back seat. It was all leather with big silk-covered chairs and a big flat-screen TV and a big bar stocked with drinks and snacks. Everything's so big. I like big things. Mr. Rockhard chuckled and grabbed a bottle of Fiji water from the fridge and asked if I wanted one. That would be lovely, I said, watching him pop that delicious water open with his strong hands. He I took it and yeah, it had a typo. Yes, that's another weird thing about the AI is it will make typos and misspellings, which is a little weird. I took it and sipped it. Mmm. Actually, I'd like something more yummy. I reached for a bottle of Captain Morgan's Long Island iced tea. Oh yeah, now we're talking. What do you think? Mr. Rockhard said, twisting the top. Oh, that's a redundancy. What do you think? Mr. Rockhard asked. You like it? This is a first for me. I took a sip and pressed my face to the glass, watching the neon signs of the Vegas Strip go by. Usually it's becoming a better writer. Again, trash, but better. Usually I have to rent a car and drive myself around. Well, I like to treat my employees right, and you're such a hard worker. You're a smooth talker, Mr. Rockhard. I clung to the bottle and reached. I chugged down the last of the bottle and reached for another. You really like that stuff, huh? What, Captain Morgan's Island iced tea? Yeah, I love it. I also take it with vodka, and sometimes when I cry myself to sleep at night, I mix it with whiskey and bourbon and bottles of my cat's pee. That's a good one. I'll have to try that sometimes, he grinned. Sounds like fun. You have such a great smile, I told him, and took another big gulp of Long Island iced tea. Your teeth are so straight and white, and your molars, wow, you must have a great dentist. Mine always tells me I need to floss more. Well, I'm sure there'll be plenty of floss at the hotel. Mr. Rockhard, I'm glad you hired me. I put my hand on his knee and gave it a playful squeeze. Yes? Yeah, you're the best boss I could ever ask for. You make me work my ass off, but you treat me right. I like that. And I like the way you smell. It's like vanilla, but not like a cologne or perfume. Allison sucked on the bottle, chugging down more booze. You know what else smells you smell like? A birthday cake. I bet your skin tastes like vanilla and chocolate mixed together. And I bet you're the best kisser ever and an even better lover. And I bet that dick, I bet that big dick of yours packs a real wallop too. It wrote that. I bet it's the best dick ever. I bet you'd be a great dad too. You're so sweet, you're so nice, you're so considerate, and you have such a huge dick. And you know what else I like? Allison. Rockhard frowned and slid my hand off his knee. How drunk are you? I like Captain Morgan's Long Island iced tea. I snatched up another bottle and started guzzling. The captain rocked my world, I said. I can see that, he said, leaning back in his seat, his arms crossed as he watched me devour that delicious booze. But what about you? I asked. What do you like about me? He stared at me strangely. You're pretty drunk, aren't you? You like me drunk? That's good because I'm drunk. My eyes were glazed over and I took another swig. Allison, I think it's time to slow down on the alcohol, okay? No, Mr. Rockhard, I need to explain myself. I puffed up my chest. I sat up and puffed out my chest, allowing my boobs to bounce in front of his face. Explain yourself what? He was looking at my tits as much as he was looking at me. Yes, I pressed my palms into the leather seat, pushing myself onto my knees as high as they would go. I'm glad you're my boss, and I'm glad you're single because that means you're not involved with anyone. Yes, that would be the meaning of single, Allison, he said sarcastically. I'm really glad you're single because you're a great guy and you're fun to flirt with and you've got a big dick and it's so huge, just like your personality. And I like I like you, seriously. How big is your dick though? The office girls gossip about it all the time being a foot long or something. I mean, I've never seen it, but I'm sure it's way bigger than the guys I know. Plus, you know what else I like about you? Allison, he groaned, leaning back in the seat and closing his eyes. You like me being drunk. I giggled like a little kid. Hey, I bet you could really go to town on me with your dick. Like, if you're not careful, your monster could really fuck some girls up, and then you'd have to take them to the hospital, and they'd be all like, "Now this impressed me. I was surprised it wrote this." And they would be all like, "Oh, it's just a flesh wound," and you'd say, "Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no legs left," and she'd say, "Yes, I have," and you'd say, "Look," and she'd say, The Black Knight always triumphs," and then I pushed my glasses onto my nose with a big and had a big goofy grin on my face. Rockhard was just watching with this strange look on his face. He was quiet for a moment and said, Allison, you're drunk. I'm drunk, you think? You've had enough to drink. Rockhard grabbed the bottle from my hands and tossed it out the window. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you. Apologizing, trying to backpedal. I'm just a little tipsy. Really, it's not that bad. As long as I don't get behind the wheel. He sighed and shook his head. Please, I'm sorry. I'm really, 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 really sorry. I apologized again. When I drink, I get kind of, well, come on. Can't a girl be curious? I mean, I'm a good worker and I am a good worker and work really hard and everything. No, I'm not like the other office girls. They're lazy bitches. And I just want to know how big your cock is. Is that too much to ask? Can't a girl ask one simple question, like the brand of condoms you use? Or if your balls hurt after coming real hard? I'm not a pervert. It's research. It's for my book. I'm a novelist. You write novels about men with large members? You're joking, right? Rockhard obviously didn't believe me. No, seriously, that's why I want to know how big your penis is. Because my story, they're all about a man with a big, powerful dick and five sexy concubines who together fight evil aliens by having great sex. It's gonna be my life's work. I'm gonna be famous. Now he was staring at me incredulously. You're talking nonsense. Nonsense? You call that nonsense? I shouted. Now I was angry. You know what's nonsense? Walking through life and not knowing what your dick looks like. What? Okay. And then he was laughing in a way that made me suspicious. I felt like he wasn't laughing at anything I said, but rather laughing at me. Oh, dear God, I thought. Was he laughing because of my book? Is that what he thinks? Does he think it's ridiculous? What if he thinks it's a ploy just to see his dick? What if? I'm a serious romance novelist, I screamed. I'm serious about my work. My first novel is going to be a bestseller on Amazon. It's going to be lit RPG superhero harem called With Great Size Comes Great Responsibility. Yes, I made that up. I'm going to be the next Stephanie Meyer. The moment he heard that last part, he froze. His eyes got wide and his jaw dropped. Yes, he said. He finally said, "Unfortunately, I do believe you're serious." Oh, I am. I continued, and I'm going to call my second book. The computer did this one. I'm going to call my second book "A Fistful of Dick." It's all about. It's all about a teenage nerd who's bitten by a radioactive dolphin and grows up to be a legendary superhero named Dicky Fingers because he's got 5 big cocks. He didn't laugh this time. It's science fiction, it's fantasy, it's lit RPG, like Dungeons and Dragons, but set in an alternative universe where men have huge dicks and draw dick power by gathering harems of warrior women. Rockhard just stared again for a long, long time. I'm gonna have to cut out all the staring. That's really redundant. I'll tell you what, Allison. Since it's research for your book, I'll show you my penis tomorrow, but you have to promise to behave yourself. Really? I perked up. No, of course not, Rockhard yelled. You're drunk and I'm not showing you my dick. I laughed wildly. But you promised. Come on, Mr. Rockhard. I won't tell anyone. I'm beginning to think it was a mistake to bring you along on this business trip. But I'm a good worker, I whined. Allison, we've arrived at the hotel. I sat up. Hotel? Listen, I'm going to check us in. Then you're going straight to bed and sleeping this off, Mr. Rockhard said in a firm tone. He wasn't kidding around. Once you're sober, you and I are going to have a big, long talk about appropriate on-the-job behavior. Big and long, I understand, sir. Mr. Rockhard looked really, really mad, which made me feel strange. Part of me wanted him to spank me for my childish behavior, but part of me is hoping he wouldn't. Why was I so confused about him? I wanted him to take me seriously as a good worker and a good employee, but I also wanted him to spank me with his giant penis. What was wrong with me? What was I doing? Why couldn't I control myself? It was like I had 2 personalities and didn't know which one I was supposed to use. So there you go. I was a little shocked that a banal, boring prompt produced that. Yes, it just keeps getting worse and worse. Okay. Yeah, I was a little shocked that the forced Monty Python bit came in. I was like, where the hell did that come from? Sounds like a murder waiting to happen. Don't ruin the plot, Wolf. What's a Zane book? Just out of curiosity. Please stop. Make it stop. I'm going through your comments. Any that are released recently? No, but Mickey Spillane's good no matter which one you read. He's excellent. Nicky Spillane's the must, in my opinion, but also the Philip Marlowe novels by Chandler. Zane is an author best known for writing hardcore erotic novels for Black women. Yes, the AI is pretty effed up. It's bizarre the directions it'll go in. Um, they do actually have their big long talk about appropriate on-the-job behavior, and if you thought that scene was perverted, or if you thought she was cock obsessed in that scene, it just gets worse. And because I'm a sick bastard, I have her wake up in her hotel room covered in vomit, covered in her own vomit, and vomit all over the bed, and let the computer try and figure that one out. Okay, I'm closing it up. Her boss sounds like a homosexual. Hook Mosley. Well, you know what's funny is you say that, right? One of the things the AI spat out is, look, I just want to know all about you. Like, are you gay or do you just have gay men dress you? Because you're a real dandy. What the hell? I think it's because of the results of what Ishii keeps writing in books and thinks it's written erotica. Well, you know, the thing is I've tried to use it to write. I've tried just as an experiment to make it write something that wasn't like that. Um, and it doesn't know what to do. If you like give it a male protagonist, it does not know what to do. Um, no, that was a Richard Steele story we were listening to, by the way. That was Richard Steele. Yeah, I tried to get it to write superheroes. It couldn't. I tried to get it to do, it has a post-apocalyptic setting. Couldn't do it. No matter what you put into it, it turns into either erotica or really, really sappy, predictable romance. But it gets unpredictable when you keep throwing it curveballs and it tries to run with it. If a girl like that was with me, I'd probably whip it out and stick it in her mouth just to shut her up. Yes, we were just listening to a sample of I, Boner, which will eventually happen. And remember, anyone who left a review will get a response in that book from Richard Steele. All right, it's 9:11. The show starts in 20 minutes, so I'm going to have to shut this down. Hope you guys found this amusing. Hopefully you weren't scarred too terribly. And yes, I agree, Undead Quinn. The AI is pretty effed up.